Hi guys, welcome back. We're back with another video. Hope you guys are doing good. It's been a while since I uploaded a video, but I'm back at it now and you'll be getting more of these videos. If you are new here, don't forget to click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell icon to be the first to watch when we upload any new content. So today we are basically going to talk about how to identify the strength of a zone, because when it comes to zones or order flow trading, it is not every zone that you're going to trade, right? I see people who trade every zone, but you should stick to high probability zones, zones that have strength, right? And that's what I'm going to show you right now, right? As you all know, I combine BTMM with order flow. So for those people who have been following my videos, this should be easier for you to understand. Okay, so let's go back to basic market structure, right? Because remember, we don't follow the trend, but we follow the market structure, right? The market structure is very important, right? So in this scenario, we're going to use a supply zone as an example. Let me just get so right here, this is going to be our supply zone, right? So basically what will happen, we all know as price pushes up, right? We have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, into the zone. All right, so I'll stop right here and I'll explain what I basically want to get out to you guys. Okay, so once price is in this supply zone, right? Excuse me. Once we have price in this supply zone, right, we need to start looking for signals, right? What can be a signal? We're looking for structure breakers, right? And we want to see how price will react at such zones, right? And for those people who trade BTMM, of course you are familiar with your M's and W's and the reason behind it, right? So in this case, if this is our scenario right here, this would be an interesting zone for us, right? Because I mean, this is where we had a higher low as price pushed into this supply zone, right? As price pushed into the supply zone. So I'm going to change the color because this is basically what I want to focus on, right? Because this is very important, right? Very, very, very important for you to actually keep in mind when you are trading. Right, so what will usually happen is price gets into the supply zone, price will reject, right, come back to this higher low, right? Remember, in this case, as price is still in the supply zone, we don't really have a signal yet. What's the signal? We want to see a structure get broken. So in this case, this would be our previous structure, right? A higher low, right? This would be our previous structure. So what will usually happen is, we all know for those people who trade BTMM, this can be considered as our first leg, right? We've got a first leg there in the zone, and what will happen is price will keep on hitting this area, right? Price keeps on hitting this area. This is something very important, guys. This is basically when a zone gets hit so many times, right, that just tells you of how this zone is weakening, right? It keeps on weakening. So for us to increase our probability and accuracy in the market, we can actually keep an eye out for something like this, right? So in this case, what do we have? We have identified the first leg. We can see that price is moving away from your supply zone, okay? But right now, as price is right here, price hasn't really broken the previous structure, right? So we still have this higher low right here in action, right? But we know that price is pushed into this level, and to increase your accuracy, you can actually look for 3 levels into supply zones like these. Right, so in this case, what we can see is this area has not been taken out yet, but we can see that that same area there is getting hit so many times, which can tell you one thing. That tells you that a zone right there is weakening, right? And we don't want to trade such, right? We don't want to be involved in such. We want to be the type of traders, right, that look for high probability setup. So in this case, when we have been given the first leg already, right, you can see price hasn't really done anything, right? What we would love to see is to see this area get taken out, right? Now when this area gets taken out, right, this weakening area now, right, once it's taken out, then we know we have a change in structure. This is now a lower low, right? And then we would love to see price push back where? Into the supply zone, and that is where we can then look to execute shorts from that area. That's a very simple pattern, right? But if you put some back test into it, trust me, you will love the results of this, right? So let's get right into the charts, right? I'll use MC4, right? And we can just go, on random pairs, right? But remember, you cannot just find this everywhere, right? You need to be very, very selective, guys, right? You need to be very, very selective. You won't just find this, everywhere. I mean, that's the power of being selective. So here's a very interesting example here, right? So we can see that price is pushing up, right? Price was pushing up, giving us those higher highs, right? So the zone right here, sorry about that. The zone right here, or the extreme point, would be this area right here, right? Okay, so remember now, what do we want to see? We want to see if there's any weakening base below that, right? If there is any weakening base below that. Before I go on, right, let me just talk about this. Once this lower low, right, has been formed, and we can see price getting back to this level, this area right here would be our area of interest, right? Because as you can see, this is a very fresh zone. This would be like the second time, right? Price would be coming back to this zone for the second time, giving us that information, right? So look at what we had right here, right? As you can see, we had some reaction right there, right? So I'll change the color. There you go. So we can see that we had this area getting, weak. This area has so many bounces there, right? This area was weakening, right? So we can see that after this area was hit so many times, we finally had a structure breaker. Here's the structure breaker right here, right? We had this structure broken, right? That's very important. So once this has happened, then we are waiting to see price get back where? To our zone. I mean, this looks like it's a fresh zone, not bad, right? It's a fresh zone. And of course, for those people who understand the cycle, this would be a nice multi-day information, right? So can you see what happened there? Price then pushed back to that area, and then look at how price moved away from that, right? So you having this, right, on your checklist will help you make good decisions, right? Good trading decisions, right? Because some people get very confused when it comes to such structures, right? But as I said, you will not just find this everywhere, right? You need to back test, right? Back test. That's the only way that you can actually see very good results in your trading, by back testing. Don't just watch a video today and not go, sit down and actually back test, right? So this can be found in any pair, but I love seeing this, right, in your higher time frames. Once I have such an approach, then I know what I'm looking for in my H4, those baby reversals. If I see it in the daily, then I definitely know how I can tackle that. It's everywhere, right? As you can see, we have this area right here. This is your weekly time frame, right? This can be found everywhere, but as I said, you will not find it on every pair, and that is the importance of, that's where being selective will come in very handy, right? So what do we have right there? We had this area being hit so many times, as you can see, and then finally we had the area getting taken out. We had a lower low, and then look at where price went back to the fresh zone, right? So the most important thing here is understanding the strength of a zone, right? Make sure that you understand the strength of a zone before you do anything else, right? And there's so many pairs on the market, so you do not have to force trades on something that you do not understand. But this is something that you should definitely keep an eye on, right? Definitely keep an eye on something like that. So even right here, look at what we have. We have so many reactions there, as you can see, right? And then finally, structure was broken, right? So which zone was responsible for breaking structure? It was this zone above this area right here. So look at what happened. After structure was broken, price then made its way back to that zone, and then look at how it moves away. These are very powerful moves, guys. These are very powerful moves, right? If you can actually execute this in the right market context, right? So you really need to put in some time back testing it, right? Put in some time back testing it and understand the power, right? Understand the power of these zones, right? So it comes to there's a lot of things that you can trade on the market, but being selective will keep you in the game, right? Being selective will definitely keep you in the game much longer. So let us look for some examples here. Right, I like looking at it from the higher time frame. gives you a very good picture. We're not focusing on anything else now. I'm just trying to show you what I mean by these areas and the strength of a zone, because I've seen many people really struggle with that, right? Many people really struggle with that. So yeah, something like this, right? It's all, and this usually happens in level 3 behavior, right? Look at where price gets back to these extreme points, right? Not really a clean level, right? But you're gonna work with that, right? You're gonna work with that, or something like this, right? You can see that so many touches, right? So many touches right there. Structure was broken, as you can see those wicks. Where does price get back to? To the clean zone, right? Very good trades that can give you a very good risk to reward, right? But of course you need to back test, guys. You cannot just think you'll get this without really back testing it, right? You really need to put the time in back testing that, because at the end of the day, what's very important is structure, right? What is very important is your structure, right? Nothing else. Okay, so here's another example, right? We can see this area getting hit so many times. Finally, structure broken. Where does price come back to? Very good pips there, all right? If you know how to manage your trades, very, very good pips that you had right there, right? So this can be found anyway. You just need to put in the work, right? But this will definitely help you, right? This will definitely assist you, right, in making better trading decisions, because as you can see right here, weakening, structure breaker. Where does price get back to? Our extreme area, right? So this, of course, you need to understand it from your higher time frames. Look at that, so many hits. This base area was definitely weakening, right? So once that happens, look at what happened. We've got a structure breaker. This is a structure breaker. Where does price come back to? The extreme point. A very good pips. So I hope this is making sense to you, but trust me, as you go back test this, you'll definitely be able to see the power that this has. Look at that, base weakening, structure breaker. Where does price get back to? The extreme, right? The extreme. So definitely put some work, make sure you put some work in this, back test it, and see how you can then incorporate that with your trading style, right? Because of course trading styles are different. The way that I trade might be different to the way that you trade, right? But trust me, this information will definitely take your trading to another level, right? It will definitely elevate your trading. Okay, so that's it, guys. Go back test, right? Validate this, take your time, don't rush into trading anything, right? Just make sure you really understand this. If you have any questions, do hit them in the comment section, and I'll definitely answer them, right? I'll definitely answer those questions. But this is everywhere, guys. I just need you to understand the structure, right? Just need you to understand the structure, because we are dealing in extremes. Look at that. Look at those touches right there. Structure breaker. Where does price get back to? The zone responsible for breaking structure. Right. Keyword: the zone responsible for breaking structure. Right. So we do not follow the trend, but the market structure. Right. Following the market structure would definitely increase, your accuracy when you are trading, and you definitely see good results, right? When you have now mastered what I'm showing you now. Okay, so it's everywhere, guys. It's all about understanding your level 3 behaviors and knowing when to strike, right? And knowing when to strike. If you're still confused, you can go check out my previous videos, right? Take your time, and you'll definitely be able to understand where I'm coming from with this. I know for those people who have been following, definitely understand what's going on here. Alright, so yes, guys, that's it. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell icon to be the first to watch when we upload any new content. And don't forget to join our free Telegram channel, right? We also give free signals. Gave a free signal on GBP CHF today, and some analysis also. Right, very good analysis. Let me actually go through this, right, and how I came about with that analysis. If you go to the 4 hour, this is what we had. Right? This was a very interesting zone, as you can see. Sorry about that. Look at what we had right there. We had multiple touches, right? So the zone responsible for breaking, which was responsible for breaking structure, was this one. As you can see, this is where price was coming from. So I had my eyes on this, and as you can see, we definitely, made good money on that. Right? For those people who are in the Telegram channel, you definitely made some money today. All right, cheers, guys. Thank you for watching this. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and do the most. Cheers.